Hi and welcome back to my playthrough of HEXplore It, the Valley of the Dead King. I believe today will be my final episode of this playthrough series. No matter the outcome, I really wanted to explore some of the stuff and show the game to those who really don't know it. I may really restart this campaign at some point in time, and again, that next time around I might be really using this so-called storybook when I get back into the game. Next time around I will also do most likely only a 2-character game. I understand there are some balancing issues with this game, but I think it's definitely much better for me to control, making sure I'm not forgetting too many of their special abilities and whatnot. But for today, we will simply enjoy the series, at least I will. The immediate plan was to make it here to Fain Hill, I believe. We need some more supplies. They were eaten like crazy actually this time around, but we do have some money and we should actually make it there. And again, because we have this, the astral up here, we don't need to worry about wandering. And because of our blessing which we have received from this shrine down here, we also get a +1 on our movement. So perfect conditions to make it to Fain Hill here. The necromancer wants to move up here to the north. I think Dragonstone is the city's name there. We already have lost 3 cities so far, 3 of the 6 I believe. Should be 6 cities, right? So 2 here, 3 there. And 1 is over here, of course. But let's see how things go. And we are starting our day with moving around the map. I already auto-healed. Our party heals 1 health and 1 energy before the movement. So I've done that. We have lost some health and energy, I believe, down here at this ruin. But this ruin was amazing. I believe we have received 4 bumps basically on different abilities. This was crazy. I really like that. So what we will do now, we will move 2 spaces up here, and here we are immediately allowed to place another hex tile. So we might as well do that. And okay, here we do have another shrine. That is good to know. The problem is we can't make it into this space because right now we can't move over water. There are items, I think a canoe or so, or a boat which we can buy, which would allow us to move us through. We could move down here through this swampy region, but we can make it through this path here. Not this one. This, I think we need a mountain gear or so to make it through there, but we will be able to make it there. And I believe there are no current quests that require tile E. No, there are not. But okay then, let's keep moving. We still had the movement we needed, so we made it here. We need to make our skill rolls. Again, we do not care about wandering. And right now we also do have just enough food for everyone. So let's see. Oh yeah, that was another very, very poor roll. Yes, the wander result, actually the navigate roll, this was good enough, but in a 3-player game we have to round up. So 2 of our heroes need to make this without a wander. That's another pointer for me to decide the next time around. I have to play an even number of heroes, similar to Eldritch Horror, where rounding is typically not in your favor. They actually fixed that in the Arkham Horror 3rd edition quite well, in my opinion. But that was the roll. We have to eat. Yes, we do. So all the food is gone, but we are at a city. So let's see how Nymera is doing. And 10. It's the highest. It's ridiculous. And everything is okay. We would have made the roll actually, so we don't need to wander. We don't need to roll the wander die, but she also has to eat, unfortunately. But I was hoping for some more gold. So let's see how well Elowen is doing. She will get some silver or gold or coins. That's really important. We will use it well for some more food. She also has to eat. So 1 of these coins is already gone. So 2 food is basically 1 coin. And we all made the navigate roll. That is at least something, but we all had to eat. Problem. We don't need to roll for any of those circumstances, even though right now they're not too terrible. Actually, I think the treasure would be amazing. The mold could be bad. I didn't really read it. And those 2 encounters here are really manageable for us. Thieves, I think, is also pretty brutal, actually. But we have made it to Fain Hill. I will simply buy as much food as I can carry, which ultimately stole all the money from us. We were really down to 0 coins, but it was just enough to give everyone the food they could carry. So 10 here, 5 with Namira down there, and also 10 for Elowen. At least that part is clear, but we can't do anything else. We can't buy any more luck stones, any more potions and whatnot. This is where we are. Last thing to do is to move the Dead King 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces up here. Not sure if there is a faster path. He will make it actually to Dragonstone next round already, and from there he will then move either again, yeah, move here or there in the end, right? These are the 2 remaining cities. I really don't know what would be better. Maybe I will simply throw myself into the fight just to see how things go. Okay, next round we will make it to our quest and the city. No, it's not a city. This is really one of these boss fights, and I don't think I need to roll an encounter there either, or for a circumstance there either. But we are again next to a map. We will reveal the next tile. This is J, and I think there's also not one for J. These are shuffled, and I believe I'm not allowed to place them out. I think I can't really search for those, if I'm not mistaken. But here we have our next boss. Who might that be? Number 7. And that's the giant basilisk with 95 health points and 84 energy. Oof, tough. And exactly, if you end movement on a city boss, we will skip to the event. So we are not rolling for the circumstance here either. And we even have a bounty for that boss available here. We could turn this quest into Restwind Dale, but I think Restwind Dale has fallen, if I recall that correctly. But it's still another power-up card down here. So yeah, we will definitely do that together there. I think there are no effects here that would make this more difficult, but let's see what it is. Magistrate Aremi has placed a sizable bounty on the Bandit Prince and his troublesome thugs. They are set up all along the mid-road, stealing food and valuable supplies from travelers there. Help the halflings convey that is not acceptable anymore. You may turn this quest to any city, but if you do it Restwind, that's the center city. The first city that has fallen, I believe, or the second one. The halflings will give you 4 extra food per hero. Yeah, I would take that for sure. But yeah, we still have to roll for our skill check, of course. We could still find some gold and whatnot. And I also have to, I think we need more energy and life points actually, because we were using our camping gear, right? So what is this? No gold. We have to eat again. Oh gosh, this is really not going our way. And yeah, again, we would have made our navigate roll here, but again, we couldn't care less. Down here, Namira, come on, you can find some gold, right? Yeah, she will find some gold. Yeah, she also has to eat, unfortunately. Again, I have to check what those crits are, and we're getting some gold. That is definitely helpful for sure for future. And what does the crit again do on the navigate roll here? Definitely helpful. If any hero rolls a critical success on the navigate skill, they save the group from wandering this turn. We don't wander anyway, but I think I take it. That's cool. One hero can basically make the roll for the entirety of the party. That is definitely helpful. Let's see how Elowen is doing, and I don't know. I think this counts as a 3. It's somewhat cocked, but I will simply take it. Doesn't get any gold, but she doesn't have to eat. I think that is still good enough, and we all made our navigate roll. But I also drove this up quite a bit actually. One deliberately by paying gold, I think 3 gold, and then I think we got 2 bumps or so from a card also, so that's why they're all doing quite well actually. But okay then, it's time to get after our Bandit Prince here. We will remain on the starter difficulty level for now. I think we should be maybe able to also take a swing at a higher difficulty level, but what's the point, right? Let's try to stay alive as long as possible. So how much damage does he do actually? Defend 2, heal 5 health. Dual target, suffer 4 health damage. So I think we should be all surviving this, and I will assign the healing now. I almost forgot that for this round that we already moved with our camping gear. So I think we should be okay. So I don't need to go too crazy on healing this first round of combat, at least I don't think. I'm fairly certain that we will not die this first round of combat, so I will use the Divine Wrath for 2 energy, so this will inflict 7 points of damage, and I think we can heal 3, so that's basically almost like a heal, but it's only counting for Valor himself, unfortunately, but let's do it anyway. As for Nymera, again, I'm not using her treasure hunting here at all, but now we are fighting a boss, so I think it's really better to prepare the backstab here. So she will prepare that backstab by evading her first round of combat, so this doesn't cost her any energy, whatnot, and she can basically suck up 5 points worth of damage. And over here she will use her summoning circle for 1 energy, and I think she will simply go for the shambling zombie, so this will be her summon for this round to come, or for this combat to come. Summoning duration 4 rounds, that should be okay, I suppose. We will see what they will be doing. I have spent all the energy that I needed to spend, so let's see what the Bandit Prince is doing. Oh, that's a 5. I think high numbers are bad for us in this case. Greedy Hand, Group Explore. The Bandit Prince steals 2 gold from those who fail. Okay, heroes who do not have the gold to lose suffer 4 health damage instead. Those who succeed evade his hand and lose nothing. Okay, that is really cool. Very, very thematic. So we have to roll our exploration check, but we could really lose some damage, some health here instead, because we're really out of money. Only Nymera has the 2 coins basically to lose. But okay, let's see. So we need a 3 or less. Oh, awesome. Okay, Valor made it. Cool. We know for sure that Nymera is failing this. Yes, she does. I think she's losing 2 gold. Yeah, this is gold, but at least she doesn't lose any. I would have preferred actually to make her lose health because she was evading, but I believe you can't choose here. Yeah, I think we can't choose. And then it's Elowen, also, okay, she has to suck up 4 points worth of damage. She doesn't have any healing in this case, I believe. No, she doesn't. Okay, this did hurt, so we may have to heal already with Valor the next round to come. So let's see what those shambling zombies are doing, and that's a 5. 5 seems okay. Group health targets who suffers damage may not use energy. Next round. That is interesting. I really don't know if this then also counts for boss. I mean, this is normally, let's say, enemies who are attacking us, but I think if they can do it, they can do it, right? I think we will play it this way. No, absolutely. But again, it's also doing 3 points worth of damage. We did inflict 7 points from the Divine Wrath. That's 10 points worth of damage already with the first round of combat, so that wasn't terrible at all. And then yeah, we are directly moving into the next round again. Did this cost us any energy, by the way? No, it didn't. It didn't. Okay, next round we will go for the Empowered Recovery. We don't have to announce actually who's getting here. That is something that we can decide in the resolution phase, and this is really something where I really do like this game a lot. You can plan a lot of things ahead. There are a lot of randomizations or randomness in this game, but there are also a lot of ways how you can, let's say, tweak things in your favor. I really like that a lot. So Empowered Recovery for Valor. Nymera will definitely backstab this round for 2 energy, and backstabbing does 12 points plus a 6-sided die, and I believe this can even explode, but only quote-unquote a maximum of 5 times. So if it does explode, I think the Bandit Prince is toast. So that's backstab for, what was it say, 12 plus D6. And for Elowen, we will definitely go for another summoning circle. She doesn't get a second summon, but this makes sure that the shambling zombies are the individual target if we have to roll for one. And we are also dealing the Phantom Strike here on top of this. And also, because we are at rank 6, your summon rolls a 6-sided die as extra damage, and this die can explode. So we really will do an awful lot of damage. So it's, I think, very likely actually that the Bandit Prince is gone. Maybe I should have used Nymeria for her treasure hunting. Didn't roll any dice just yet, but yeah, no, let's not take any chances here. We want to get him killed, right? And if Nymeria would be my character in Gloomhaven, I would have totally sent her after the coin, actually. But let's see. Okay, that's another 5. I think the 5 is actually quite okay for us. Yeah, he doesn't have to spend any energy for that, but we have to roll our HEXplore die again. And again, if we fail, we will lose. Yeah, okay, we will lose 4 energy. Let's park it here. I can still decide who I want to use the empowered recovery on, right? It's only on level 3. Yeah, I think with 5 or so, yeah, we can distribute it between multiple allies, but we are not there yet, unfortunately. Let's see how Nymeria is doing. She can't do it. I don't know. I think twice this entire game or so she was able to roll basically a 50-50 roll on this. It's unbelievable. So she will also lose 4 health points. Oh yeah, we simply have to decide. Yeah, I think Elowen can actually die, so that's why we have to assign it here. And she didn't do it, so she would now suffer 4 points worth of damage. But again, because we have the healing of 9, it means 4 are sucked up, and then she will heal the remainder 5 basically here. And this is really what I like about this game. You can manage and tweak these things around, but all the others, they will lose their 4 health points each. So now I'm really happy I was taking him out, actually. And because it was a group thing, we didn't have to announce him as an individual target. Okay, Hex, it's the same thing. Oh, did I do that incorrectly, actually? I think I did something stupid. Did I roll a 3 last time around and said this was the 3? I believe ultimately it doesn't really matter too much, but I really should pay attention. This is now it, actually. So this is now the Hex. So now we are dealing 3 points worth of damage, and we are also getting more. So it's 3 plus a 6-sided die. Okay, this is now exploding, actually. This die can explode. So it's 9. 11 points from the shambling zombies. We are also rolling the Phantom Strike for her. 11, that's 14 health points from Elowen alone. And indeed, this is the part which is a little bit tough to follow on camera, actually, because it's a lot of arithmetics that you have to do, but I believe this was okay. So he's down to 1 life point here. We already dealt with the 9 here for the recovery, and then we are doing our backstab, the 12 plus the d6, actually, which can explode. So it's definitely dead. So that's 16 more points worth of damage. So the Bandit Prince is gone. So let's see what rewards we are getting. First of all, we have the single rewards. Therefore, we are rolling some dice, actually, and whoever gets the highest result gets the topmost reward here, and the second highest gets these 2 potions. They're both equally cool. So let's simply do that. Again, we start with Valor, that's a 5. Then we have Nymeria, that's a 7. And last but not least, we have Elowen, that's a 4, which means Nymeria gets a +2 on her navigate roll, whereas Valor gets 2 potions. Yeah, why not? But then we get the group reward. Each hero receives this reward. Each hero gains 2 individual power cards, 5 gold and 2 food. That is cool, of course. So we all have enough food. Now we get our 2 power-up cards, and food rating -1. I mean, the +2 on the avatar aura is pretty damn good, because it will do a lot of things here. I will have to do that now off camera. But yeah, this one says food rating can be reduced to 0. If a hero's food rating is 0, they no longer need to consume food. And if you're already at 0 and we're drawing this, we gain 10 gold instead. So that is, I think, okay, but this also means we have to get rid of a lot of food, actually. We can't carry it any longer. Honestly, this seems a little bit weird, that we simply have to lose the food now. Maybe we can still sell it or so. I will set it aside. I have no clue, because you can sell food at shrines and cities as far as I know. But yeah, I mean, why not? Okay, then here are the 2 cards for Nymeria, and that isn't terrible at all. Both the masteries go up by 1 and 2. It is just as I thought. Your choice. We can up between any of your 2 stats. +2 total. It's not +2 times 2. We can distribute it to 2 different stats. Nice. Okay, and ultimately I decided to up all of those, making more attack here with a sneak attack, which will help us here. This was coming from the first card, so this really drove our backstab up to 15 plus a die roll. That is insane. And also 1 point to evade, because I need the evasion to prepare my backstab, right? Nice. But of course, let's not forget Elowen. Okay, a sound body, attack and defend, which could be good for her Phantom Strike. And look at these pipes, attack. Yeah, that's not the greatest draw for her. This is where I really do like the notion of this variant rule, where you can basically draw these cards and then assign these to the characters where you see fit. But then again, you're learning throughout the way, and now she used the Phantom Strike to some extent. It also makes sense. And then there is a final dice roll down here for the black market. So we count now how many bosses we have defeated. It's 1. So every hero rolls 1 10-sided die. And if we're basically rolling a hex, then the black market will open, which we can buy stuff from. No, we were not successful, unfortunately. Doesn't matter who did succeed on this roll, but the Bandit Prince is out of here. This also means we have successfully completed this quest here. Though this marker is done. We are now here. We can't fight this boss again. I'm not sure if we will be able to go after this level 7 boss here, actually. I am somewhat inclined now going into one of these cities maybe to liberate them. We do have a talisman after all, but yeah, not sure actually. But of course, we also have to flip over the bounty, and I believe we can. We could actually try to make it here to Restwind Dale and maybe liberate that. How many days do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in 2 days we could actually make it there, and it's not very likely that the boss, or not the boss, the Dead King will catch up there. And on the way here we could also cash it in here, right? But I think we are okay actually. We are really okay. Yeah, we have taken some beatings. Yeah, we did actually, because of this whole stealing aspect. So we are down to 5 and 3 life points. I don't know. But anyway, the Dead King will make it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this city has also fallen. So he will now move with a speed of 6. The target marker is gone. The quest, I believe, is still here. But if we want to go after this quest, we have to fight them both. The invasion, I think these were the wyvern here. And we also have to deal with the fallen city, which is actually manageable. We do need the talisman. We have the talisman. The problem is, one of our heroes needs to use the talisman each round of combat. Otherwise, I think we can't simply fight them or so, which means one of our heroes is always out. During that time, he can defend, because that's what you do. During a defense, you can use items, so you are okay in that regard, but you're not really helping the team, and that is really the limiting part here. But 26 and 20, definitely manageable. But I still like the idea, and I think this will be our path. We are moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces here. Again, we don't need to worry about wandering, but we have to roll our skill dice. Okay, we don't have to eat. Wow, we are gaining 2 more gold. That is certainly huge. We have to heal, of course. They all heal their energy and their life points back because of our camping gear. I have to also still assign the energy actually. And again, I keep forgetting what the critical success here means. I believe we can heal better even. Yes, indeed. If you roll a critical success, your hero gains 2 gold and you find an excellent place to make camp. Each hero heals 1 lost health. That is cool. Now things are looking already much better. So we are now at 5 health and we will heal 1 more. And I think if we drink 1 or 2 potions, we should be in a fighting stance. But let's roll here. And it's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. I think he also has to eat actually. I forgot that. So they both have to eat, but that is still okay. We are not gaining anything out of this. Namira really is by far the worst scoundrel out there. And that is also not great. No, she also has to eat. She's the only one who has to eat 2 rations of food. But that is quite all right. And yeah, I think that's basically it for the roll. Again, we don't worry about the wandering unless we decide. Oh, that's a thing, because wandering could actually bring us closer here, but in this case it doesn't matter too much. If we would be here already or here already, then moving whatever here or there would make sense, because next round we could then move cautiously and whatnot. But I believe in this case it doesn't really matter. Yeah, whatever. Let's roll for the wonder die. It's a 1, so we would be moving here, which could make sense actually. So let's do that, but we still have to roll for the circumstances, of course. Let's quickly do that, and that's a 2, and the 2 are the mangy wolves. We could actually spend now energy to change that die, but honestly those mangy wolves shouldn't be a problem, right? Yeah, let's go after them. So here we are, and I think that should be manageable, right? And we even get some food when we kill them. It's a group reward, so everyone gains that food, and we could gain some gold. I mean, yeah, why not? We're not gaining any bonuses for that. That's kind of a bummer, so in respect to power-up cards, but yeah, I think we should be fine. I still want to heal with Valor. This could help us with our next fight, actually. So he will go for the Empowered Recover, which is now already on level 11. So we can basically suck up 11 points worth of damage or heal. And I believe we are going for the treasure hunting this time. I'm feeling relatively confident about this. This will cost us 1. We have to roll our die here. We know that one, the HEXplore die. And if we are successful, I think we are gaining 1 gold. And if we're using this Master Successful 6 or more times, you get particularly good at finding treasure. And the amount of gold gained increases by 1. And at rank 4, you may also evade while using this mastery. Oh, I did not see that. I should have absolutely done that. So we can basically combine these two, the treasure hunting and the engage, and I'm relatively certain this then also counts for the backstab this round. Yeah, I completely missed that. For Elwyn, it's a little bit trickier. Usually I would totally go for the summoning circle, but because there's only 1 summon left out here, the Fallen Townsfolk, I think I want this, even though it's only level 1, I think I still want that in the fight when we are trying to liberate the city. So in this case, I believe she will simply go for the Dimensional Shield. I think she will also defend, so that maybe Nymera in her next round can basically simply take him out, or take the mangy wolves out with her backstabbing. Yeah, let's go for the defense here. A little bit boring, but I will do it anyway. But okay, let's see what they will do. Oh, it's a 5. 5 is this one here. Group health and defend 2. I think defend 2 is okay. We are not dealing any damage actually. And she is doing, the wolves are doing 2 points worth of damage, right? They have to spend 2 energy in order to do that. I think that's the first time they're using something like that. Hopefully my pen isn't failing on me here. And yeah, they're defending for 2. They've encircled, but it doesn't really matter too much. No, not at all actually. And it's group health, so we all suffer 2 points worth of damage. Here we are not taking any health. Nymera is fine. She has a defense of 6. I think we will simply assign the healing then to Elwyn. She doesn't take any hits, but this means that Valor will take 2 points worth of damage. So I think next round he will absolutely go for the Divine Wrath so that he can heal himself actually. Then let's do our treasure hunting with Nymera. This should be fun. And yeah, this time she made it. Awesome. So she will gain 1 gold. She also successfully defended, and I believe this means we can circle it in. And again, if we did that 6 times, good stuff will happen. Cool. Next round of combat, we will go for the Divine Wrath here with Valor. Yeah, we have to do that because then he can heal himself actually. Divine Wrath is 7 points worth of damage, and he will personally heal with 4, which is basically also a defense. Originally I was going for the backstab, but no, we are simply spending 1 to do the treasure hunting again. Maybe we get our second cross here, and I believe Nymera will go for a Phantom Strike. Yes, so simple attack with 5, because otherwise it will not be enough to take them out, especially if they're defending here. yeah, let's do that. So let's see what they are doing. It's a 1. Dual target health. 1 target is now bleeding. I think we could be okay, actually. It's 3 points worth of damage. Dual target means, yeah, we have to roll the target die again. So let's see. Valor rolls a 10. So I think he might get hit, actually, which is good. Also a 10. Yeah, very likely, actually. I think that... No, I think I have to roll off. This was all working in our favor. Are you kidding me? Okay, Valor, 7, still okay, I guess. 10, still okay. And 6. I think this really went exactly the right way, actually. So both of them, Valor and Nymeria, are getting hit. Both of them have some kind of a defense. We are both bleeding, but I believe we should be actually able to take them out. So they would now do 3 points worth of damage. He's healing for 4, which means he's actually gaining 1 health out of this Valor, and he does 7 points worth of damage to those wolves. So they're basically dead. She's basically rolling her treasure hunting, and that's an 8. Not good enough, of course, we knew that. And then but she's also defending. Again, they would be both bleeding. I think it doesn't matter anymore. And then the attack of 5 from Elowen is just enough, or more than good enough, to take out those mangy wolves. So that's now basically 12 points, or 12 coins, 4 for everyone, and 1 food for everyone. Nice! Okay, in order to recover from this fight and to prepare for the next, I was actually drinking 3 potions here, which is 9 points worth of health and 9 points worth of energy. You can't mix them around willy-nilly, so whoever drinks them gets 3 and 3. But I think Valor drank 2, whereas Nymeria drank 1. And with that, I think we should be in an okay shape, because everyone will heal 1 energy and 1 health anyway at the start of their next turn. Let's see where the Dead King is moving to. What else is missing, actually? It's the 1. It's only the 1 and the 4. No, it's 1 and the 4. Okay, I was really confused for a second here. So 2, really 1 or 4. Maybe I simply should roll. Yeah, let's keep it simple. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 6. Let's really keep it simple. So that's the new location. And it was even the right one this time. Actually, the actual one. So in this case, I believe we could speed things up in the end. So this is our next target. In theory, he could move our way, but I think we are far enough away, because only when he's 1 space away from us will he move to us instead. So I think we should be okay. So let's try to liberate that city here. 1 and 2. So we are moving on to Restwind Dale. Let's roll for the skills, and yeah, that was a whiff, complete whiff. So he has to eat. Let's do the same down here for Nymeria. It's so frustrating with her exploration roll. It really is. And then it's Elowen. Let's see if she's doing any better. No, she isn't. So we all had to eat. We would wander, but again, we can ignore to wander, which I will do. We are not rolling for any of the circumstances. At least I think it's in theory. Yeah, it's a city, right? It's a city which we want to encounter too. And it seems also one thing where I cheated myself a little bit when I did liberate the city over here, Fain Hill, I believe. I waited another round basically before I allowed myself to interact with the city. Apparently that's not how it's played, so you can have multiple event phases per turn in the end, so I could have immediately interacted with the city. So I stole myself for one entirety of the round, which in this case could be huge actually, as the Dead King is constantly moving, right? But yeah, I will not take it back, and I don't know how to take it back anyway, but the idea is now to liberate the city of Restwind Dale. Before I do, I think that's something I can do before the fight and anything. I will hand over the talisman to Nymeria, because she will start using the talisman. And here's a slight rules question, but I already kind of allowed myself to use it this way basically. So when she's using her treasure hunting, she's also allowed to evade, and the evade for her is ultimately the defend, and the defend allows you to defend, so basically sucking up 6 points worth of damage. and to use an item with that. So I think with her treasure hunting, she can use both and also the talisman. This could be terribly wrong. Maybe in order to use the talisman, really you have to go through the native defend ability, the evade. But because evade is actually our defend ability and evade is being mentioned here at rank 4, I think I should be allowed to do that. Thematically, it really does feel right actually for me. And that's how I will play it. I have played so many things incorrectly in this playthrough. A lot of these things against me actually, which I think I should be fine allowing myself to use this ability this way. Let me know though if that was correct or not. I believe we should be okay with Valor to start with Divine Wrath actually. I think none of our heroes should die actually, and we can use all sorts of potions when we are defending and whatnot, so I think that's what he will do, and with that he can heal himself for 4 points at least, which is not too terrible. Down here we will go for the treasure hunting. We already know the drill, and she's also evading for 6, and Elowin will definitely use her summoning circle. Unfortunately, we only have these measly falling townsfolk out here, but at least they can suck up some damage and maybe can do some whatever damage on their own. So I still think it's worth it. And again, as mentioned, Amira will also use the talisman as part of her treasure hunting / evade thing, which we have to do after this fight. The talisman is gone. Let's see, where is the die actually? Ugh, there's the die. It's really getting messy here actually. And that's a 5. I believe the 5 isn't the greatest roll actually. Yeah, indeed. Group energy drain 6. That is tough. And I believe we can even defect that, but targets who suffer no damage become diseased. And I think that is actually okay for Valor because he has a defense of 4, right? Yes, exactly here, but we are losing an awful lot of energy this round. Oof. But okay, that is fine. So we are definitely doing 7 points worth of damage. So they're already down to 19. One thing I almost forgot. The favorite enemy of Valor is undead, and they are undead and humanoid. So we also get to roll the hex die. Let's not forget about that. But he also takes, what was it, 6 points worth of energy damage, but we are healing for that. That's 4 actually, so they're taking 2 points worth of energy, but because he did take some damage, I believe he's not getting diseased, right? Nymeria, on the other hand, that's kind of a problem. She did defend for 6 because of her evade, so she's not suffering any damage, but she has to roll her die. That's a 5. That is good enough. Awesome, awesome. So we are making some progress here. We are also getting a coin out of that, but she is now diseased. I have to check what this is doing. She also takes 6 points worth of energy damage. That really does suck, but we also have to roll for the fallen townsfolk here. That's a 5. That is this. That cost them 1 energy. They have 3 left. It's piercing, but I think there was nothing. No, it's simply 2 extra points worth of damage. So they are down to 17. And because of the favorite enemy here, undead and humanoid, Valor gets to roll his hex die. And and it is exploding. It is allowed. So that's 6 points. 11 more points worth of damage, so they're down to 6. Okay, that is so incredibly huge. Yeah, I think that was great. That was really great. So I think next round he will be dead. That is so cool. So let's do the same thing. We are spending 2 for the Divine Wrath. Basically here dealing 7 points worth of damage and also healing ourselves for 4. She will continue to use the talisman, so she will continue to use her treasure hunting because it's on level 4. She can also evade with that. I think we don't need the backstep here this round. Nice. And here I think we will go for the summoning circle. Yes, we could go for the dimensional shield, but I still think it's better to use the summoning circle again, because then she can roll all sorts of dice for that, and I think we really need that. Let's see what they are doing. That's a 2, and a 2 is simply a single target health piercing 3, which means, yeah, that is cool. Because we were using the summoning circle for the second time, we know for sure that the fallen townsfolk will be the target. I think that was simply perfect. We couldn't care less, so I think we are in a perfect position now. So we are doing 7 points worth of damage from Valor. That is already enough. He would be rolling his die. That's 3 more points. We would be rolling for the townsfolk. That is 1. That's 3 more. Elowen can use her Phantom Strike for 3 more. That's really insane. So this city has been liberated. Unfortunately, we were using the talisman for that. So this talisman is out of here. So whenever this city is, I think, yeah, no, we don't have to type it. We only have 3 more talismans left, but we have to find them first. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Ultimately, we all get 8 coins each, and we all draw 2 of these power-up cards each. So let's see what Valor is getting. Health and energy +1. That is huge. And the both masteries go up by 1. That is also quite all right, actually. Yeah, absolutely. This is nice. I believe I did forget to roll for her treasure hunting, actually. And she made it again. Okay. We are getting somewhere. Finally, we still get 8 coins each. So we really have some money to spend. And I think we can do that right away as part of this. But let's see what power-up cards she gets. And that is 1 more energy. And that's not too great. But that is huge. All skills +1. That is an amazing card. Awesome. Then we have Elowen. I am amazing. Here it stands, all +1. That is so cool for her. And another attack +1, which is also cool, which goes very nicely together with her summoning circle here again. So that's +2 all on her attack as well. Okay, these were some actual very nice finds. Again, we get some coins and we can interact with the city right away. And of course, it means this city is no longer fallen. And I believe this also immediately slows down the Dead King, if I am not mistaken. At least I think that's the case, and I think it still doesn't change anything. He will still make it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I think with one more city, then he would be slower and then it would take him longer. But ultimately, this is how you can somewhat control the game. And I now start to see the intricacies of this game, because we are also now getting into, let's say, the region to go after more powerful enemies like Goblin Emperor's Click here, for example. And these all give you more of these power-up cards, and I think this brings you then closer and closer to potentially being able to take out the Dead King. It will be a tough fight for sure, but I really start to see the potential things that you can do to slow him down, to level up your heroes accordingly. Yes, you have to be a little bit lucky, you have to play the rules right, but I think overall, yeah, I think I start to get it. Next, we could buy stuff, and I'm somewhat inclined going for the reliable mounts, even though they're really expensive here. I think down here in another city to the south, we can get them much cheaper. We can get the luck stone here relatively cheap from what I can remember. And I think one thing I almost forgot, of course, we had the bounty here, and we did bring it to the right city, right, to Restwind Dale. We get 4 extra food per hero. That alone is, of course, insane. I think this basically fully maximizes our food again, and I really forgot that. That's part of the thing here. We get 4 more gold from this, and we get more power-up cards each. So here is Valor. 3 more energy. Yeah, that's maybe not for him so important. 1 more navigate for Nymeria. She's already at 7 actually. And last but not least, +2 for both masteries. That does help her, I believe. That is not terrible. But again, I think actually I might really stop my playthrough here, because I really messed up a lot of things. I just start to learn this game. Even though I did play the game before, I didn't win. I was making the same mistakes because back then I didn't have anyone who was watching me and no one telling me what I was doing wrong. Maybe until the next time I might really consider getting this encounter deck and really do some more reading. But again, ultimately, I think I got a good handle about how you can manage this game. Yes, obviously I'm playing now again on the starter difficulty level, but I think that is okay. This is something that you can consider to level up. But then again, if once you level up, you can't go back. And honestly, against the dead king with his 200 health points or whatever he has, I don't think that we can add whatever 30 more health points or so, or whatever 15 or whatever it is. But anyway, let me know what you think, and if I get a huge amount of cheering and thumbs to say let's keep going, I might consider that. But then again, I think I would rather start over again with some tweaks, some changes, and again I will promise to do some reading before the next time and hopefully provide you a more stable experience, a more, let's say, well-grounded experience in respect to me knowing the game from the rules and also understanding the game in respect to some of the strategies. Hopefully this makes sense to you. Let me know. And anyway, really appreciate all the great comments I received throughout this journey. Really kept me motivated, honestly. And yeah, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And until then, bye bye.